Planning a surprise birthday for my mom, Anya, is usually one of my favorite things. She's a quiet soul, my mom. She doesn't ask for much, and she certainly doesn't love a big fuss. Her idea of a perfect birthday, like last year, was just pizza and watching The Princess Bride. She's a true homebody, happiest in our cozy Willow Creek house, surrounded by books and the gentle hum of everyday life. This year, for her 65th, I wanted it to be absolutely perfect, truly what she would want. My vision was simple, just my dad, Arthur, my younger brother, Leo, and me. That quiet intimacy I felt would bring her the most joy. But there's a complication, as there often is with families. I have two older half-siblings, Brenda and Mark. I adore them, truly. To me, they're just my siblings, not half anything. We grew up together, and I love them deeply. However, their relationship with my mom has always been complex. When Brenda and Mark were younger, they didn't get along with my mom at all. It was a mutual dislike, a quiet tension that settled in the corners of the house. Over the years, things have certainly improved. They can be in the same room now without sparks flying, but I wouldn't go so far as to say they genuinely like each other. It's more of a polite truce than true warmth. My dad, bless his heart, really wants my mom to have a good relationship with them. I want that too, honestly. I dream of a family where everyone is comfortable and genuinely happy together. But I just don't think my mom's birthday is the right time to try and force that connection. A surprise birthday should be about the person being celebrated, about their comfort and their happiness above all else. Forcing people together, especially when there's still underlying tension, feels like a recipe for discomfort, not joy. The planning started simply enough. Dad, Leo, and I would talk in hushed tones, brainstorming ideas for a small celebration. We thought about her favorite takeout, maybe a special cake. It was all aligning perfectly with what I knew Mom would love. I so wished I could just ask her outright what she wanted. But then it wouldn't be a surprise. And surprises, especially for Mom, are rare. It's not often anyone does something special just for her. And I really wanted this to be something she would actually want. I just wanted her to be genuinely happy. Then, one evening, the conversation took a turn. Dad, with his usual optimism, brought it up. "We should definitely invite Brenda and Mark," he said, his eyes bright with the vision of a complete family gathering. My stomach tightened. I looked at Leo, and he gave me a subtle nod, a shared understanding passing between us. He knew Mom too. We both knew this wasn't what she would want. It wasn't about excluding anyone, it was about honoring Mom's true nature, her desire for peace and quiet comfort. This wasn't a scenario where she didn't want to ask for a big party. She's genuinely a homebody who doesn't really like them. I took a breath, trying to think of how to approach it gently. How do I nicely bring this up to my dad? How do I explain that sometimes a smaller circle means a bigger heart? The idea of her feeling overwhelmed or even slightly obligated on her own special day filled me with a quiet dread. I just wanted this day to be all about her, truly. The conversation with Dad about the surprise birthday felt like walking on eggshells. He's a good man, my dad, and he genuinely wants everyone to get along, especially when it comes to family gatherings. But sometimes, his desire for that perfect family picture overshadows the actual feelings of the people involved. He kept bringing up Brenda and Mark, mentioning how long it had been since they were all together for Mom's birthday. It was subtle, but I could feel the pressure building. I tried to drop hints, gentle nudges in the direction of what I knew Mom truly wanted. "You know Mom, Dad," I started. "She's really not one for big parties. She loves her quiet evenings at home, just us." He nodded, but his eyes still held that hopeful gleam, picturing the bustling room filled with everyone. I reminded him about last year, when all she wanted was pizza and to watch The Princess Bride. "She's a homebody," I emphasized, "not someone who just pretends she doesn't want a big party." I wanted him to understand that this wasn't about her being modest. It was about her genuine preference. My little brother, Leo, was a huge help. He's 33, just a couple of years younger than me. He knows Mom just as well as I do. When Dad was out of earshot, Leo would just give me a knowing look. "He's really set on the big family thing, isn't he?" Leo would say. I'd just sigh. "He means well," I'd reply, "but this is Mom's day. It should be about her comfort, not about making a grand statement." Leo completely agreed. He thought Mom would be much happier with just Dad, him, and me. Having Leo on my side helped me feel a little less alone in this quiet struggle. Then the phone rang. It was Brenda. She's my older half-sister, 44. She's well-meaning, but sometimes a bit direct. "So, heard about the big party for Anya's birthday," she said, her voice cheerful. My heart sank a little. Dad must have already mentioned something to her, even before we had definitively settled on anything. "Oh, we're just in the early planning stages," I replied, trying to sound casual. "Mom's not really into big surprises, you know how she is. We're thinking something small and cozy." I hoped she would take the hint, that the word cozy would convey the intimate scale I had in mind. But Brenda just brushed past it. "Well, let me know when you figure out the details for the gathering. Mac and I would love to be there." Mac is my older half-brother, 43. The call left me feeling even more anxious. It confirmed my fear. Dad was already projecting his ideal family reunion onto Mom's special day. It wasn't just a hypothetical anymore. It was gaining momentum. I knew I couldn't beat around the bush much longer. I had to talk to Dad, directly and clearly. It felt hard, like I was potentially hurting his feelings or criticizing his intentions. But I felt so strongly that Mom's happiness hinged on this. It's very rare that anyone does things for her, and I just wanted this to be something that she'd actually want. I just didn't want to ruin the surprise, but I also didn't want to ruin her day. The conversation with Brenda had been the tipping point. The casual mention of the big party solidified my resolve. I knew I couldn't let Dad continue down this path. Not if I truly wanted Mom's birthday to be what she wanted. The thought of her trying to politely manage discomfort on her own special day felt worse than any awkward conversation I might have with Dad. It was clear that subtlety wasn't going to work. I decided to talk to him that evening. I waited until after dinner, when the house was quiet and we were both winding down. Dad was in the living room, flipping through channels, and I knew it was the right time. There was no one else around, no distractions. I sat down on the armchair opposite him, taking a deep breath to steady myself. "Dad," I started, trying to keep my voice gentle but firm. "Can we talk about Mom's birthday plans for a moment?" He put the remote down and looked at me, a pleasant, expectant look on his face. "Of course, Alara. What's on your mind?" "I've been thinking a lot about what would truly make Mom happy for her birthday," I began, choosing my words carefully. "And you know how she is. She's a homebody. She really doesn't like parties, big or small. Last year, all she wanted was to order pizza and watch The Princess Bride. That's her idea of a perfect day, just quiet and comfortable." He nodded slowly, listening. "Yes, she does enjoy her peace," he conceded. "I know you really want Mom to have a good relationship with Brenda and Mark," I continued, making sure to acknowledge his feelings. "And I do too. I absolutely adore them. You know that. I don't even think of them as half-siblings. They're just my siblings." I wanted him to understand that this wasn't about me not wanting them there. "But I just don't think her birthday is the time to try and force them together," I explained, trying to explain my reasoning without sounding critical. "While they get along much better now, I can't say that they really like each other very much. I worry that if Brenda and Mark are there, Mom might feel a little overwhelmed. It might take away from her actual joy rather than adding to it." I leaned forward slightly, emphasizing my point. "It's very rare that anyone does things for her, and I just want this to be something that she'd actually want. I think she'd be much happier with it just being you, Leo, and me." Dad listened without interrupting, his expression thoughtful. The initial spark in his eyes, the one that envisioned a grand family gathering, seemed to dim slightly as he processed my words. He considered what I said, quietly. The silence stretched for a moment, filled only by the soft whir of the refrigerator from the kitchen. I waited, holding my breath slightly, hoping he would truly hear me. Dad was quiet for a moment, just looking at me. I could see the wheels turning in his mind. He's a good man, as I said, and he loves Mom very much. But he also has this deep-seated desire for everyone in the family to be close, to have that big, harmonious gathering. It was an ideal he held on to, I think, and sometimes that ideal made him miss the smaller, quieter truths. Finally, he spoke. "I just thought it would be nice, Ilara," he said, his voice a little softer now, a hint of disappointment in it. "For everyone to be together for her. It's been a while since we had a big family celebration." "I understand that, Dad. I really do," I replied gently. "And I want that too, in the right moment. But think about Mom. When was the last time she truly relaxed at a big family gathering?" I let the question hang in the air for a moment. He knew the answer. Mom would always be polite, always smile, but there was a subtle stiffness, a watchful quality in her eyes when Brenda and Mark were around, especially early on. While they get along much better now, I can't say that they really like each other very much. "She's a homebody," I reiterated, "and for her birthday, she just wanted to order pizza and watch The Princess Bride last year. She's not someone who asks for a big party. She's happiest with just the quiet moments, with us." I tried to paint a picture of the scene I envisioned. Mom truly relaxed, genuinely smiling, not feeling any pressure to perform or mediate. I just wanted this to be something that she'd actually want. I continued, "Maybe there's another time, Dad, when we could plan a separate get-together with Brenda and Mark, something less pressure-filled. A casual lunch or a dinner where the focus isn't on Mom's special day, but just on being together. That way, if everyone truly wants to work on building those connections, they can, without Mom feeling like she has to host or be the central figure for something she's not fully comfortable with." He slowly nodded. I could see the light of understanding dawning in his eyes. It wasn't an instant switch, but a gradual acceptance. He thought about my words, about Mom's nature, about the history. He eventually admitted, "You're right, Ilara. I was probably thinking more about what I hoped for, rather than what Mom actually enjoys. I just want her to be happy." His voice was tinged with a little sadness, but also a newfound clarity. He finally understood. He agreed to keep the surprise party small and intimate, exactly as I had originally envisioned. The tension in my shoulders eased. It felt like a small victory, not just for the birthday plans, but for the quiet understanding we had reached. With Dad's understanding, a huge weight lifted from my shoulders. A planning for Mom's surprise birthday became truly joyful again, unburdened by the worry of forced interactions. Leo and I, now working in full alignment with Dad, focused on all the small details we knew Mom would appreciate. We talked about her favorite pizza toppings, the perfect kind of ice cream for the cake, and how to set up the living room for a cozy movie night. It was going to be exactly what she wanted, simple, intimate, and filled with genuine affection. The day of the birthday arrived, bright and clear in Willow Creek. We had managed to keep the surprise perfectly. Mom had no idea. Dad took her out for a casual morning stroll, a typical routine for them, giving Leo and me time to get everything ready. Leo was in charge of the pizza order, making sure it would arrive hot and fresh right when Mom walked in. I handled the cake and setting up the movie. I put her favorite blanket on the sofa, arranged the pillows, and made sure the remote was right where she could easily reach it. Every detail was chosen with her comfort in mind. When Dad brought Mom back home, her eyes widened in surprise as she saw the decorations, simple balloons and a happy birthday banner we had hung. "Oh my goodness," she exclaimed, a genuine smile spreading across her face. It was a soft smile, one that reached her eyes, reflecting true delight rather than polite obligation. Leo and I popped out, yelling surprise, and she laughed, a clear, happy sound that filled the room. The evening unfolded beautifully. We ordered her favorite pizza, just as she would have done. We all sat together in the living room, feeling completely at ease. There was no polite small talk about strained relationships, no subtle anxieties about someone feeling out of place. It was just us, Mom, Dad, Leo, and me. The atmosphere was relaxed, filled with warmth and easy laughter. We shared stories from our day, joked about little things, and simply enjoyed each other's company. Then the highlight, the princess bride. We settled in, Mom nestled comfortably under her favorite blanket, her eyes glued to the screen. She laughed at all her favorite parts, occasionally quoting lines along with the characters. Seeing her so completely content, so genuinely happy and relaxed, filled my heart with a quiet satisfaction. This was it. This was what I had hoped for. This was a birthday truly for her, reflecting her preferences and desires, not anyone else's. There was no pretense, no pressure, just pure, simple joy. It was a testament to the fact that understanding someone's true nature and honoring it can create the most beautiful and heartfelt moments. The success of Mom's birthday, the genuine smile on her face as she watched the princess bride with just us, truly confirmed what I had felt all along. It wasn't about the size of the gathering or the number of people. It was about the quality of the comfort and joy she experienced. My dad saw it too. He watched her, truly watched her, and I could see a quiet understanding settle over his features. The idea of a perfect family reunion, with everyone present, regardless of personal comfort, seemed to fade in the face of her authentic happiness. In the days that followed, Dad even mentioned it to me. "You were right, Alara," he said one morning over breakfast. "Anya was so happy, truly happy. I think sometimes I get caught up in how things should be, instead of how she actually wants them to be." It was a valuable admission from him, a sign that he had genuinely taken my words to heart. It wasn't just about this one birthday. It was about a deeper understanding of Mom, and perhaps even of our family dynamics. He knew that Mom was a homebody who didn't really like parties. I remembered all the times growing up when my siblings and my mom did not get along at all. It was a mutual dislike. Even though they got along much better now, I couldn't say that they really liked each other very much. Dad really wanted my mom to have a good relationship with them, and I did too. But I just didn't think that her birthday was the time to try and force them together. I knew she'd be much happier with it just being my dad, my little brother Leo, and me. This birthday proved that. The conversation with Dad and his openness to my perspective felt like a small but significant shift in our family. It taught me that sometimes advocating for someone's quiet needs is more important than striving for a grand external ideal. It also showed me the power of gentle persuasion, of calmly explaining your reasoning and trusting that, given time and honesty, even deeply held beliefs can be understood from a new angle. There was a quiet sense of accomplishment for me. Not a boastful one, but a deep satisfaction that I had truly put Mom's happiness first. It's very rare that anyone does things for her, and I just wanted this to be something that she'd actually want. And she did. She really did. The memory of that night, with Mom's genuine smile and laughter, became a precious one, a confirmation that sometimes the simplest things are the most profound. The experience of Mom's birthday left a lasting impression on me, changing how I thought about family gatherings and more deeply about showing love. I learned that true thoughtfulness means understanding and respecting an individual's genuine desires. It's not about grand gestures or imposing your own idea of a perfect celebration. It's about listening, truly listening to what makes someone comfortable and genuinely happy. Sometimes, the best gift or celebration isn't the grandest or most inclusive, but the one that truly aligns with the recipient's personal comfort and happiness. I saw this so clearly with Mom. She's a homebody who doesn't really like parties. All she truly wanted for her birthday was to order pizza and watch The Princess Bride. If I could, I would have just asked her point blank, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise. It's very rare that anyone does things for her, and I just wanted this to be something that she'd actually want. Seeing her truly at ease, without any unspoken tension, was a powerful lesson. It showed me that genuine love prioritizes the peace and authentic joy of the individual. This shift in perspective extended beyond just birthdays. It made me think about other family interactions, especially with Brenda and Mark. While I adore them and don't even think of them as half-siblings, I also knew that growing up, my siblings and my mom did not get along at all. It was a mutual dislike. Even though they get along much better now, I can't say that they really like each other very much. My dad really wants my mom to have a good relationship with them, and I do too. But I just don't think her birthday was the time to try and force them together. This whole experience reinforced for me that building true connection can't be forced or rushed, especially not on someone else's special day. The entire process, from the quiet worry to the difficult conversation with Dad, and finally to Mom's genuinely happy smile, was a profound learning experience. It taught me the importance of having those honest conversations, even when they feel difficult, to protect the well-being of someone you care deeply about. It solidified my belief that true affection isn't about conforming to societal expectations of family harmony, but about honoring individual needs and preferences. And sometimes, the most loving thing